So a couple months ago, I had a food intolerance blood test done. I made a video for it, and I got my test results back, and I made a video for that, and I told you what changes I was going to make in my diet to comply. I've been complying with this diet for about 3 months now, and now I'm ready to report what happened when I complied with this diet. So what did happen? Okay, basically I felt better. My energy levels were more consistent. There's other small things to report, but nothing I need to really mention in this video. I did actually make a very lengthy blog post on my website, acrobolics.com, to describe the full report and my full feelings about this whole process. You can read that by clicking here. Okay, so what do I mean by more consistent energy levels? Okay, so really the big thing to report is that typically between 9:30 and 11:30 every day, I got fatigued or tired. I thought it was like a normal circadian rhythm fluctuation thing kind of going on, and I just thought it was normal just to be tired at that time. When I started complying with this diet, that went away like immediately on the first day. So, okay, so I'm suspecting that it might have had to do something with my breakfast, but complying with this diet has made me feel better. But here's where I have my reservations. How do I know that the fact that I feel better is because of the foods and not what came with the foods? Or what if it's not just about the immunological response of these foods, but my body's digestion of it, because there's enzymatic limiting factors present in how your body tolerates a certain food. For example, milk is not on my list of foods I don't tolerate, but if I drink milk, I don't feel that great because maybe my body doesn't produce enough of the lactase enzyme to process the lactose that comes with the milk. So anyway, how do I know that cutting out, say, rice, which was on one of my reactive foods, how do I know it wasn't my body's immunological response to the rice and not what came with the rice? So, for example, Google arsenic in rice. A lot of the rice grown that you consume might come with arsenic. I was eating a hell of a lot of rice before I went on this diet. I mean, a hell of a lot of rice, like 3 or 4 times a day. I was having 1 or 2 cups of rice. That's a lot of arsenic I was probably getting in my system. So how do I know it wasn't the arsenic that was making me tired, which I'm not as tired as I was, or something that might have came with the eggs? I wasn't consuming much protein powder on this diet for whatever reason. I just decided that I wasn't. Now, protein powder comes with flavoring agents, thickeners, sweeteners, preservatives, you name it. A lot of foods come with these things. How do I know my body wasn't reacting to the food additives and not the food itself? So, I don't know if I buy into the IgG theory in terms of that making me feel better, but I do know that complying with this, just as it is, just straight up, I feel a lot better. And so I'm going to continue to follow this diet for the most part. The only thing I'm really eating now that's on my list of reactive foods is eggs, because God help me, I can't not eat eggs for the rest of my life. I'm sorry. I'm just not eating as much, not nearly as much as I was. And yellow mustard, I'm sorry, but it's going to help me eat my liver meat. A little bit of yellow mustard is it's a kind of a staple in what I do. But I'm still cognizant and keeping in mind that these foods I react to, the reaction could come back if I begin consuming them in higher quantities. If that's the problem. See, I don't know. It could be what came with the foods. So, oh God, what are my recommendations for you? Sorry, this stuff is confusing for me. It's confusing for me too. What are my recommendations for you? All right. You could do what I did, and you can get one of these tests done, and your results will probably be pretty good. But I can't guarantee that. I don't know if the company can, but if you do want a discount on it, Immunolabs was interested in me working with them to create this video series, and so they wanted my followers to get a discount if they wanted to get this test done. You can click this link, and you can get 50% off these immuno blood print tests. If you want to go the cheaper route, you could try an elimination diet. Those are tried and true classic food challenge diets. You basically just take something out and you wait a little while and you see if you feel better. Now that's sort of a shot in the dark, but for major foods that people tend to react to, it's a very good method. So I am not going to bash that method. It works for a lot of people and it's very, very useful. But see, I don't know if I would have ever taken out mustard or olives or oysters or canola oil if I hadn't gotten these results. But who's to say that those foods were actually causing me problems and not maybe just the rice and the eggs that were major components of my diet? I don't know. What I hope you get from this video series is to start thinking about foods. Start thinking about foods, okay? People are too, especially in the fitness industry, people are way too fucking focused on calories and macros and counting shit. That stuff doesn't matter nearly as much as you think it does. What matters is foods and how your body reacts to them. Foods are very, very complex things. They're a big aggregation of tons of biological chemical shit, you know? And everybody is different. Everybody reacts to foods different. Some good foods are bad for certain people. But if you're focused on the numbers, you could just be stuffing some food down your throat, trying to ignore the fact that your body not react well to it. So that's what I hope you get from this video series, is to start thinking about foods instead of just the numbers. And whether it's through a test like this, a traditional elimination diet, or whatever sort of experiment you can come up with yourself, just start thinking about how your body reacts to certain foods, which foods are good for you, which foods are bad for you, and design a diet around that. You're going to feel a lot better, and it's just going to be a better living experience when you're not consuming things that your body doesn't like, whether they're good foods that are healthy that your body doesn't like, or just junk that you shouldn't be eating. So that's it. Again, you can read the blog post. There's a little bit more information there, my full thoughts, results, and feelings. And now I'm gonna drink some coffee or finish. This is the last cup of a pot and I'm going to go clean the kitchen or something. I'm going to go clean out my car. So thank you very much for watching this video series. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it gives you something to try, something new to think about. All right, bye.